What's up, guys? It's John with Upstate Brush Control, out here doing some stumping grubbing today. So what I got going on in this project here is this is the same piece of property where, if you guys have been following along with the videos, we recently mulched out an area for a food plot. We're going to touch on that real quick. That's not the ideal situation for mulching a food plot, because you can't plow it or anything like that because you got all the mulch and chips in the way. But it's more, let's call it more of a shooting lane over there. But what I'm working on here today, this will actually be, they're going to plant this food plot or farm it or whatever they're going to do with it. But this was all about that size material. If you guys can kind of see in there, probably that height, that diameter, all through here. There's a strip over there, and then there's some kind of over there on that hillside. I think total was somewhere in the 8-acre range that they had logged off. A neighboring property over here had a bunch done. They're like, well, while we're down here in this bottom, we can get this out if you guys want. So that's what they ended up doing. I've been at it a couple hours here today, and kind of get up on top of this pile here. But what I'm doing is just going through and making some windrows. I got 3 going right now, and then just going to keep working my way across. This is probably about a 2.5, maybe 3-acre field. I probably got about 3/4 of an acre done, somewhere in there. But they just going to the what they timbered out of here, so we're not going to go any farther than that. They just want to get this ground usable. We could have mulched it, but you can't really plow, or you can't really farm it whenever you do mulching. All this material, all these stumps and all that stuff is still in the ground, and you can't put a plow in it or anything like that. You'll just tear it up. But running the Cabelco 210 today, I just kind of came up here, give you guys a bird's eye view of what's going on. So we'll go hop down here in the 210, do a little bit more, and then my plan is probably about right here in the center. I might do one more strip up this way, and then I'm going to start pushing everything over there and start stacking it up with the 850 dozer. And then we'll start smoothing off the top here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. I feel like it's a good idea, but we'll have to wait and see. So it's been a while since I've stumped anything this big. It's been a couple years. I guess I did one this summer that it wasn't quite this extent, you know. It was more sporadic stumping, but it's a lot of material. And the cheapest way to get rid of the material like this is to stack it up and burn it. So one thing with these root systems and all this stuff, I don't know if you can see it, but that is green as could be. There's nothing dead about it. This stuff is all still alive. So when I push it over here to the pile, my plan is to, that's when I'll kind of shake it out again. Right now, you can waste a lot of time shaking and trying to get all that little bit of dirt out of there and stuff. But if you let it dry up like this, and then you can shake it out real good when you go to stack it up where you're going to put your fire. So, but as you can kind of see, here's what we're working with here. This is, oh my goodness, this is, there's a stump right there. You can kind of see that, but that thing is, that's still alive. And you know, there's one right here. You can kind of see where the tree kind of grows around. This will sprout back up on the edges. So one good thing is, you know where a tree is, or you know where a stump is, because there's a clump. Like there's a clump, there's a clump, there's one. So lots of stumps. But we got a nice creek right down here. We're gonna kind of work up to this edge. and then push that away. So let's hop in the 210 and pluck some of these out, and then we'll go get the 850. All right, there we go. Just kind of going over to a clump like this. Give a little shake. Most of them just come right out. I don't have to dig around them, see like that. One thing is the ground is super soft because we're kind of down in a bottom area, and the other is they're not huge stumps. Over on this side there's a lot bigger material, and on that side there's a lot bigger material. So this is definitely the gravy of the work. There was, you know, real big timber on that side, big pines on the other side over there. And just kind of taking it and stacking it up there out of the way. What in the world? I haven't wasted a lot of time on getting it super clean. You know, we're on a several hundred acre parcel here, so it's not like, I mean, yes, we're going to do a good job and everything, but you know, it's more about trying to get as much done in a timely manner as possible. So you know, we'll stack it up. I'm not going to piddle with trying to burn this right now. We'll let it sit for a while, maybe you can come back later this summer and burn. But I was thinking any of this little piddly stuff, stick, you know, little stuff, we'll probably just end up shoving off to the side and then kind of losing in the edge of the field. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, we're wanting to get the best bang for the customer's buck, and if we came back in the middle of the summer with that pile sitting there as high as could be and lit it up, you know, it would probably burn down in a day. So we're talking about that, or maybe lighting it up now. We're not 100% sure. It's really whatever the customer wants to do with it. You know, where he wants to spend his money is the biggest thing. So trying to be as efficient as possible and trying to get the best end product for the customer as possible. You know, that last video I did on this property where we forestry mold the food plot. I don't know, we probably shouldn't have named it that, but it is what it is, because I don't like recommending that's what you do in those situations. So someone left a comment like, oh, that's not the right way to do it. I know it isn't, but when you have a budget to work with and you just want a place, you want to get it cleaned up, mulching's cheap and easy and fast. have a tendency to, if you have the stump like here, they'll do like a daisy chain shoots off of, or like a clump out away from the main root. They're very invasive. That's what all this material is, sweet gum. There's a couple poplar in here, but the majority of it is sweet gum. It's very invasive. It'll take over, like this little clump right here. That's actually poplar. They'll take over before you know it, choke out everything else. It's just a nasty tree. Down in a river bottom here, you know, we're definitely low, and there's a big creek right there, and very, very soft soil. There's actually some standing, I walked around a little bit ago, and there's some standing water in areas up where I'm going to be grubbing out. But I really enjoy this the stump and grub and the dozer work. The mulching's alright, but it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. It gets old after a while. I mean, anything and everything can get old after a while, but I'm thankful for all the work that we get, that's for sure. Plan B, going back down here to keep stumping. I thought I had more fuel in the dozer than I did. When I was on a hill, it showed a little bit, but there isn't much in there, so I don't want to track it all the way back here, run out of fuel or anything. So I stopped it at the truck, and then I put everything in the truck and the excavator before I walked it down. So we'll fill it up tomorrow morning. I got about another hour or so here left in the day, and then be back in the morning and start pushing and keep grubbing. So heading back. for today, but see you guys in the morning with the dozer. All right, guys, we are back. Beautiful, beautiful day here. Filling up with diesel. Gonna go ahead and fire up, let her start warming up. Just finished greasing, check the oil. Everything seems to be good. She's alive. I love this thing. Absolutely love it. Ugh. And we are out of diesel. Pumped in 90 gallons. She was pretty much empty. So quick question, if anybody knows. So whenever I take this cap off, the top right here, there's a lot of suction. Like you can hardly, once it's loose, you pick it up and it goes, like there's pressure like right here. I would think it would need to breathe to be able to draw down. You know, you don't want to, I don't know. Should there be I mean, everything's running fine. It's not spitting and sputtering or anything, you know. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's got suction when you pull the cap off. I'll show you guys later. But if anybody knows anything about that, leave a comment below for me. Much appreciated. Well, now it actually looks like I got something done yesterday. Get the brush kind of pushed up in a central location. So you're probably wondering, John, how in the world is that going to burn? You know, what are you doing just pushing all that trash up like that? Appears to be a lot of dirt in it, but yes, there is. You are correct. That will not burn very well. Good luck getting that fire started. So my plan is going to grab the 210, bring it all to a central location, and I'm going to stack it all up right here. So I'll stack it, shake out the dirt in it, and then we'll get one big old fire. I think I'm going to do one. I was thought about two, but we'll put all this together and then we'll see what it looks like. but I think we could probably do one pile. It's not that far. You know, the biggest thing about having a fire farther away is it worth it to bring that material to the fire? The more fires you have, just the more difficult it could be tending to them. A bunch of little fires and stuff. If you could do one big one, light it up. All right, let's get this 210 going. And I gotta go find a tree real quick. Take a peek. All right, guys, we're getting there. I got all this brush over here, all those windrows that I had all stacked up. You can see the size of the pile that we're coming up with here. So it's see the 210, and it's about as tall as the 210, and doesn't really do it justice, the size of it, but I got it stacked up there pretty high. I haven't been able to get to any of this over here yet, as far as any more stumping, but I went ahead and measured it off, and it is about 2 acres, a little bit more. So getting it stacked up nice and dry, so it can dry real good and everything. I don't know if I'm going to try to burn it now, like obviously not right now, but while I'm here working, or if we're going to come back at a later date. So I got a little bit more to push over there with the dozer, and then what I'll probably end up doing is bringing the little 450 out here and being able to slick this sucker off. That would be nice. The 850 is great for pushing, but as far as finishing, I'm not the best with it. I'm sure I could get better, but I just don't know if it, like, what's going to be, you know, best for the customer. Just bring the other machine out and then I can do it, or try to fight it with that one. But I mean, it's not really a finished dozer per se with the blade on it. But let's get that stuff pushed up over here